straight back. Just cut it a little bit. Yeah, and not straight. Alright, so today we're at Shifted Raceworks with my brother's EG Hatch. It's a stock V16 bottom end. It has Skunk 2 Tuner 1 cams. So right now we're just dialing in the low speed fueling and really just retuning it, since it has fuel pump hardwire kit on it now, a fuel pressure regulator, and a different fuel feed line. Yeah, no, the overflow hasn't changed. So here we are back at my brother's house. We had a successful dyno day. You can see it started to rain, so we're just gonna unload the car, put it back in his garage, and then I'll go over more of the dyno data and numbers as soon as I get back in front of my computer and back home. Alright, so right here we're looking at the data log from last year when I tuned my brother's car. Now this is the final pull that I did, and this is when it made 388 wheel horsepower. Same setup. Now the only difference here was that it was on a factory fuel feed line, factory fuel pressure regulator, and factory fuel pump wiring. So what we could see here is that the car, right around 20 pounds of boost, 6,000 RPMs, we're at 70% on the duty cycle. And as we keep increasing in RPMs and in boost, you see our AFR is about mid 11s, and we're creeping up on the duty. Once we get to about 7,400 RPMs, that's when we're basically maxing out the injector. We're at 25 pounds of boost, 14 degrees of timing, and the AFR is still in the mid 11s. Now I stayed in it in this pull because the AFR was pretty flat, and even though the duty cycle said 100, since the AFR wasn't leaning out anymore, I figured we'll do it as one final run just to see what numbers it gave us. Now, this log is from this tune session, with the changes being the 6AN fuel feed line, the aftermarket 58 psi fuel pressure regulator, and a fuel pump hardwire kit. So you can see here at about 19 psi of boost, we're at 57% on the injector duty cycle. We do have a little bit more ignition timing in it, but we could see from 7,300 all the way out to redline, which is right around 8,400 RPMs. The duty cycle really stays just about a max of about 70%, and we're actually on less boost, 20 pounds here, 19, 20 pounds, and we're basically about 30% less on the injector duty cycle. Now after this, we did a final pull, let the car cool down a little bit, gave it a little bit more duty cycle on the boost controller. So we're about 21, 22 pounds of boost, 18 degrees of timing in the mid-range to about 19 up top, and we hit a max of 71% duty cycle, and that's with the AFR being, for the most part, about half a point richer, and in the end, maybe about 0.3, 0.4% richer. But we made more power, less boost, thanks to having a little bit more timing in the tune. And overall, we dropped a lot of duty cycle, which means there's still a lot of headroom on the fuel system. I'm sure if the car had a built bottom end, I would have went a little further with it. But with it being a completely stock bottom end, just aftermarket head studs, and the cylinder head having camshafts and valves, I didn't really want to push it any more than, the 400 wheel horsepower, which is still plenty of power for a B16 on a 54 millimeter turbo.